Pick me, pick me. When I was younger, I used to always raise my hand in class. All that changed in grade 7. I suddenly became aware that my words sounded different, jumbled, sometimes even stuck. And I stopped raising my hand, even when I knew the answer. And instead screamed inside, please don't pick me. Despite my superior English skills, I was only ranked the second smartest kid in my school. Why second, you ask? Because I belong to a secret society. One so secretive that our friends and family may not even know that we're part of it. What's my secret? I have a stutter. It's not all about coming in second place. Okay, well, it is a little. But the fact that my stutter had affected something like my school ranking got me thinking. What if the way I was speaking was the wrong way of speaking? What if stuttering was actually the wrong way of speaking? Because in my mind, if I was fluent, I would have been the smartest kid and not second. And so I began a new train of thought. I started thinking that stuttering was wrong and fluency was right. Every time I stuttered, I felt shame. Every time I stuttered, I felt embarrassed. Every time I stuttered, I felt guilt. I decided I was going to start to live my life as a secret agent. I was going to try to hide my stutter at all costs, even if it meant being misunderstood with the words I had chosen to replace them with. Because being misunderstood to me was better than someone finding out that I have a stutter. Being a secret agent wasn't always easy. I didn't always eat what I wanted to eat, but instead chose something that was easier to say. If I knew that I would have a stuttering block on pepperoni, I would order a cheese pizza instead. I didn't always wear what I wanted to wear. If my shirts had any symbols or letters, any risk that someone would ask me, what does that mean? And I would stutter on my response. I just wouldn't wear it. Being a secret agent did allow me to be a bit more social, build a bit of a comfort zone. Unfortunately, after losing my job of 6 years, that comfort zone came crashing down. The severity of my stutter became worse, and I began to fear, how was I going to get another job? I needed to understand what was this thing that I had called stuttering. I tried to hide from it for so long. Tried to hide it from others, but none of that was sustainable. Accepting to myself that I was different was difficult. At 28 years old, I went to my first stuttering support group meeting. Walking into that room changed everything. For the first time, I spoke about my stutter. For the first time, I didn't feel alone. For the first time, I wanted to keep talking and not stay silent for fear of a stuttering block. For the first time, I felt heard. The acceptance journey wasn't always easy. It took several months of meetings before I could tell my friend and roommate that I wasn't going to the bookstore every first Wednesday of the month. When I finally confessed, he laughed and said, I knew you were lying. I said, why? He said, because you don't read. I said, yes, that's true. But then he asked me something deeper. He said, why did you lie? I said, because I stutter. He said, but I already know you stutter. I've always known. So why did you lie? It seems that my attempts at being a secret agent had clearly failed. The more I spoke about my stuttering with friends, family, even colleagues, they all knew, but they had never judged me for it. Then came December 2012. As our belongings were being packed from Toronto, Canada, to head to Brisbane, Australia, one of the movers introduced himself to me. And I stuttered on my name, Vikesh. He laughed and said, oh, did you forget your name? I said, no, I'm just tired. The truth was, I wasn't tired. I was tired of lying. I was tired of lying to myself. I was tired of lying to the world. Why did I lie to a stranger that I would never see again? I was moving halfway around the world. It was fear of judgment. We all act a certain way, talk a certain way, because of how people will judge us. My fear of judgment was affecting my actions. That moving house incident happened 10 years after that first support group meeting. So while I was on my acceptance journey, I was still lacking something that I haven't had for most of my life. I was lacking something that some people in this room might not even have today. What was I lacking? Confidence. I learned some tools along the way to help build up some of that confidence. One of those involved going to a shopping center and asking for the time. I'd recommend taking your watch off, otherwise it just looks weird. Not only are you asking for the time, but you do it while stuttering on purpose. Now, I know what you're thinking. Me, the secret agent, stutter on purpose. It definitely was not one of my favorite tools at first. Stuttering on purpose is known as voluntary stuttering. Voluntary stuttering allowed me to take control of my stuttering block while also continuing to maintain eye contact on the listener. You see, when I was younger, anytime I had a stuttering block, I would look away. And as I was looking away, these thoughts would be in my head. And those thoughts were, this person is also looking away. This person's laughing at me. This person's ready to walk away. But stuttering on purpose allowed me to see that no one else looked away. No one laughed. And no one walked away. It allowed me to see the reality of what was going on with the listener. And the reality wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. Meeting other people who stutter also helped build up my confidence. I still remember that first meeting at 28 years old. Sharing my experiences and feelings about stuttering with people who deeply understood. That certainly helped build my confidence a bit more. Having confidence in myself means I don't have to apologize for the way I talk, who I am. I changed my perspective. Stuttering isn't wrong or right, it's just a different way of speaking. It doesn't reflect on my nerves, intelligence, or honesty. It's literally just a different way of speaking. Hi, I'm Vikesh, and I'm part of the 1% of adults who stutter, living in the shadows of the fluent society. And I'm ready for you to pick me the next time I confidently raise my hand. Thank you.